Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Insert Name Here podcast. As you
Making
know,
the band.
Making the band.
Season one.
Yo, to start off the podcast.
Making the podcast. Bro.
Making
Go
the
ahead,
podcast.
But people ain't gonna, the younger people, they ain't gonna catch it. But
They ain't gonna catch it. But
they ain't gonna catch it.
Insert Name Here podcast. For those out there watching, y'all should, we always asking for y'all help in terms of just giving us a name. So just insert a name here podcast and just shoot it to us, tag us in it. We'll see if we run with it. As you know, my name is Edward. You know why my name is Edward? Because my mother named me after a great man. And if you know my mama, you know me. If not, hopefully you get to meet her one day. If not, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But yo, I'm just one person on this podcast. I ain't a motherfucking goddamn thing without my brothers on here. So y'all boys, introduce yourselves to the people, and we're gonna keep this thing rocking.
And what's up? It's your boy Sean Hart, Izzo, intellectual, charismatic, hood excellence at its finest. Literally, for real. No
at
shit.
its finest.
Yes, Lord.
Yo, you got Black Face next up, baby. Keeping it black, keeping it peaceful, baby. On to the next one.
I'm raising hell, man. Fuck it. Yeah.
The dumb boy.
Christian, we go through this every week. You're next, and then Sedacious. God damn. I know the lineup. I've accepted third. A strong three, baby.
Somebody pitch me, bro. We should get an intro video.
Y'all yelled at me. I went after you last week and y'all yelled at me.
No,
Chris, no, we didn't.
If you haven't figured it out by now, the diva of the team is Sedacious. So he always has to go last.
So I'm the diva.
I needed to give you a reason to go last. So I just went with diva.
Because I'm just sitting up here like, come on, Christian.
All right, here we go. Spence Johnson here. I'm the husband of Jordan, the father of Harper. And I'll just here.
The husband card this time. Like it.
Weak.
Hey, bro, I'm coming back to that when we finish introducing ourselves.
You want me to take it, bro?
I'm the husband of Jordan, the father of Harper. We're just trying to go, under the hood, deep under the surface, man, to try to help you guys intellectualize and really figure out what's going on in the game of football and in life.
Okay.
Good evening, beautiful people. I am the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles. And on the behalf of me and my brothers, we just want to say thank you for tuning in. Please continue to tune in. Take it away, Edward.
All right, so Christian.
Yeah.
This is just how I envision I am the husband of Jordan and the father of Harper. This is how I envision that introduction for yourself came about. This is just vibe with me, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, when I hear you say that, I feel like there was a conversation being had between you and your lovely wife, and she was just like, "Hey, you could do that podcast, but don't think shit sweet and have them hoes out there thinking that you just out here single than a motherfucker and you ain't got shit else going on with your life. You better let them hoes know if you really want to keep doing this podcast." And so every time I hear you say
and be wrapping this shit up a little earlier too.
Huh?
I'm talking about be wrapping this shit up a little earlier too. You're not finna fuck out family time for this podcast. Say that now.
Hey, that sounds fun. That sounds. No, I'm joking. Where that comes from is I truly think that my greatest accomplishments yet in life was marrying the right woman and having a child. And really, I should say for everyone that I'm actually the father of Deuce and Harper, right? So I don't know if y'all noticed, since I've had this background in the podcast, you've always seen this little thing up here, right? So
now we have
our first child, dude, he was stillborn. So, so from up there, just he's not forgotten. So, so I was able to marry the right woman. Actually, when I first got involved in sales, the CEO of the company I was with wrote this book, and he had these 21 rules of life, right? And rule number 12, I'll never forget this. Rule number 12, never date the wrong girl. I don't remember.
Well, shit, nigga, you gonna date. I mean, you gotta see if she right. You feel me? So, like,
hey, I don't know. He's like, never.
You preaching to me, brother, because I
automatically low-key feel you to a certain extent.
I'm the right one. I tied it up. I didn't waste no time. I knew quick. I had to convince her, but I knew quick. I was like, this is the one. And it's been beautiful and great ever since. So, yeah, bro. So that's why my biggest accomplishment, man, is marrying the right woman and having kids with her.
I ain't gonna lie, E. I know you hate this, but I gotta do it. So, bro, like when you know you found the right one, bro, like so. Okay, so let's just vibe with me for a second.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take you back down memory lane without being too.
Podcast name, vibe with me. Keep going, Isaac.
Okay, we gonna note that. A few years ago, I thought that I may have potentially found this person in which you speak of. But at the time, I was young, still in school.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I was in my prime, bro, and I wasn't just really ready to just jump down all the way. But in my mind, I kind of assumed that, like, maybe that person may have been that. But, life presents us with, a new challenge every day. And, a couple of them challenges I quite miserably failed. But at the same time, with me knowing all of these things, I thought I could possibly maybe place this person not on the back burner, so to speak, but I almost say something that I knew was really good, save it for later, right? Mm-hmm. And what I know now is that never works. So my question to you, brother, is if when one feels this feeling, can that feeling occur again? Or could that feeling initially have been the wrong one? And maybe I just wasn't in the headspace enough to receive it.
Dan, I think there's a lot of truth to everything you just said. But one, I think you can feel that feeling again. I think the biggest thing that needs to happen is, one, you need to know yourself. If you know yourself well enough, you'll be able to know who can match and complement you well, right? And so what I think what a lot of people do when they mess up and they choose the wrong person, right, is they don't know themselves well enough, right? Because there's about 4 to 6 things that every person, as far as a core value, holds dear to themselves, right? And whatever those core values are that you have for you, that are highly important to you, whoever you with, none of those can be they
debatable.
They need to match with whoever your partner is, right? And so if those things don't match, at some point things are going to falter, right? That means you're on a weak foundation, right? So there is a chance, right? And I would say actually a high probability, because though we all think that we're very unique, we're not, we're not that unique.
We ain't shit, and basically we ain't unique, and we not beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That's what you're trying to tell us, Christian?
We are unique, but
okay,
we're common. We're more common than we think.
Yeah. So
okay, brother. Thank you, brother, for clearing that up.
You can find another dude, or you can find another woman just as quick. You seem that way, or it may not seem as common.
Shit,
but it is common.
You ain't capping.
Yeah, you can't.
I ain't gonna lie, finally, man. Hey, boy, I'm hard pressed to believe, brother. They got another one to just.
As long as you know you, Isaac. So if you know you and you say, hey, look, these are the things that are most important to me. And then when you are trying to find that woman, right, you search for her in places where people will hold those values high, right? So, you know, so me, a couple of things that are big for me, right? You know, I talked earlier before on podcast, I'm a Christian, right? So that was big, real big for me, right?
So you found your wife at church?
No, I found her. We met in college. But I knew that she was.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. College.
But here's your eyes, huh?
There you go. There you go. One time.
Man, hey, bro, I just had to fall out on that one because, man, God bless your unity, bro. But in my experience, bro, I met a lot of.
No, I didn't see what I'm saying. So you let me finish. We didn't date in college.
Okay.
We didn't date in college.
You wasn't ready.
Well, yeah. So she actually wouldn't even talk to me in college. She's like,
"Wait, you was a hoe, and you wasn't right yet."
Exactly.
See, and you know what? I didn't know that, but see,
exactly. I wasn't
grow up and mature.
So, because I wasn't a Christian in college, but once I got to college and I gave my life to Christ, we reconnected, and you know, after I was reconnecting, I was like, oh snap! I knew quick, and in one conversation, we're reconnecting with her. I was like, oh, this is gonna be my wife. She couldn't get past the vision that she had of me in college. It took her a while. It took her like 6 months of me, like, you know, persistently being like, you're gonna be the one, you're gonna be the one, you're gonna be the one. And so then they came together, right? But other than me being a Christian and me, you know, holding education and knowledge very high as well, but I'm very ambitious, right? And so I knew I had to have a wife or partner who was just as ambitious, or who didn't mind making the sacrifices for success that I knew it would have to be made, right? And previous relationships that I had with women, there was always an issue. There was always an issue with, you know, how much time I spend doing something, or you know, how often I you know, retreat to my own to think or to try to process, right? And where she was just as ambitious, so she understood what that process was like, right? So, you know, so we're able to balance each other out and pair one another with that. So, you know, but you know, once you find those core values of yourself, you know, hey, these are must-haves. Then, you know, when you find that in another woman, you'll be fine. And then after that, the only other thing you got to do, right, is learn how to argue, and you're good.
Oh yeah, I heard that they always writing all that other fuck shit, but you know,
it's not. No,
something like that.
You gotta make them think they right, and that's how.
No,
not quite.
No. Yeah, we gonna touch on that because I ain't ready for smoke on that yet.
So one of the questions that I got, kind of being like in the same boat, is like
speak on your experiences, Edward, and speak on where you are in your beautiful relationship. Go ahead and enlighten us, brother. Go ahead, floor is yours.
Oh well, congratulations again.
Congratulations too.
Go ahead, brother-in-law. Tell us about your
wow, y'all like letting y'all nuts hang today.
I didn't plan for it to go this way, man, but we round up on this street.
But no, bro, I think the biggest question that I got to y'all three, I'm not there yet, but just in terms of like having kids, right? Sedacious, Christian, Darnell, y'all got kids, and I've watched y'all very like intently. For me, one of the biggest things I've done like in my life, I say from the time I was born up into the time
I was born.
What did I?
You said the time. I'm just saying, damn, you been there for like.
Well, no, I mean it's true though. Like one of the things, the biggest thing I've done with my life from the time that I was born up until, I guess you could say, right before quarantine or right before I got ready to move to Atlanta, is that like I've always made my moves and my decisions like based off like the mistakes of others. So like I see like that didn't work for that person, I don't want to do that. That seemed like that worked for them. Let me see if maybe I can adjust that to work for me. And you know, I'm doing that through school, doing that through sports reporting and so on and so forth. But now I've reached this point where I'm in a whole nother city. I'm trying to, I don't like saying the word entrepreneur because I feel like it's just like a clout word, but like I'm just trying to make stuff happen for me and control my own narrative and control my own dream. And like when I think about trying to do all that and having kids, bro, that shit is like terrifying mentally. And the reason I say that is because I feel like my perception of being like a father or having kids, I think like the second like I bring a life into this world,
it ain't about you no more.
Absolutely fucking not, Isaac. And like I really, 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 I love like Animal Planet and like Nature, National Geographic. I love it like to death. And there's this one episode or whatever where wildebeest, they trying to travel through the Nile. It's a whole bunch of alligators in like this water, right? And so they're trying to get to the other side to get to the grass. Some other wildebeest, they have little cubs or whatever, barely can swim. So they're in this water, and the alligator sees this baby wildebeest that really like drowning, and like that's fresh meat. And the mother sees her baby like struggling, see her baby about to get like ripped apart. And the mother or father wildebeest just trails back and gets in the defense of his baby, and the alligator takes the parent and drags it off, and the baby, somebody pushes the baby. And like when I see, like that's what I think about in terms of having kids. Like
extreme but true.
I have to be willing to die at any given second and point for the sake of my seed to like live on. And when I think about that, and I'm like, well, shit, like, what if I ain't accomplished all the shit that I want to do yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be getting ahead of myself.
You still think it's selfish. That's to boil it down. You still think it's selfish.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I may be thinking too far ahead. I don't know if I'm thinking.
But I ain't gonna lie though, you know, everybody arrive there at different times. You know, one thing I learned about life, man, it's never a race. And if anything, if you're in competition with anybody, man, you need to be in competition with the man in the mirror. You need to be trying to be, better than the old self every day, man. And that's a struggle in itself, man. Cause like we all know, if anything isn't growing and it's stagnant, it's quite literally what? If anything ain't growing, it's dead. You gotta be dead, right? So.
But I said all that to say, like, to Sedacious, Darnell, Christian, like how do y'all shoulder the responsibility as well as the blessing of being fathers?
I'm gonna start it off, man. It's organic, bro. It's pretty fucking organic. It's either in you or it's gonna be in you or not. And even when it's not, it's gonna be in you. If that makes any sense. No,
because you ain't gonna have a choice.
It's literally programmed in you. Like that's how I even tell my girl all the time. Like, of course, in and out. Anyways, I tell my girl all the time, like this feeling that these kids give to me, I literally can't find nothing on this planet that replaces it. So therefore, the things that I do and the things that I react to, bro, it's like it's organic. I can't help but to. Like it's nothing that tells me to. It's just that's why when you said the whole wildebeest thing, that is literally what we have to do. We see something happen to our kid, we're gonna think about rational shit later, and we're gonna do what's best at that moment that we know is gonna be successful to our.
Man, I'm a smoke, bro. What you mean? Like straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like exactly. You ain't gonna think about let me take it away and get I'm gonna shoot. Like I'm gonna do his best to keep this kid. Period. Whatever it is.
We ain't wildebeest, Edward. We ain't wildebeest. We don't have to go back and put our bodies in the way. We can dump on whoever trying to fuck with our kids.
Oh God.
Exactly. Exactly. Like whatever is necessary for that child to make it, whether we be violent or whatever it may be, it's going to be programmed in us. And that's the thing, like, that gets me with these piece of shit fathers that literally do absolutely nothing and give no kind of care. It's like, bro, this is something I can't help. How can you turn your back? How can you walk away? Like, how is that shit not eating you at night? Because this shit is like crazy when my kids miss part of a meal or not getting a full serving. That shit eats me up alive. I can only imagine not watching them eat or knowing what they're gonna eat, you know. But that's pretty much what I got for it, man. It's an organic thing, dude. It's in you. It's nothing about conscience. It's in you.
When
It's
you
almost
say
you
or
that-
when y'all say organic, like, is this something that you feel like is just like downloaded in you, whether or not your
Instinctive.
child is like planning for your child to come into the world?
Well, I mean, if I can piggyback off Darnell, really, I feel like it's organic to do what we're doing because we have to take care of children and also continue to pursue a dream. There are a lot of niggas out here not even willing to take care of the children, first of all. God willing, they try to pursue a dream if they're not taking care of their kids. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's the organic part about it, is that you never quit, you never stop. You know that you have to provide for your children, and you know that there are things that you want to bring to yourself. So it's easy. It's easy when you have goals for yourself and you have children to provide for. If it's not easy, then I think that's what, you know, I refer to Darnell when it's like it's when it's in you, it's easy. It's gonna get done. If it's not in you, you might not do it, but you're still gonna be thinking about, my kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, they getting along without me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know my kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing for my kids, this and that. I'm fucking up. I can't get shit right. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna be feeling like you ain't shit.
Yeah.
So,
No, but I'm talking about those complete utter low lives that literally bang, pal, you pregnant? I'm gone. Peace. Done. No kind of work, I'm deucing. Like, y'all figure that shit out. That's what I just can't comprehend in my brain of, like,
but
this,
for you,
I just don't get.
for you, Edward, I feel like where you are, I mean, I don't know what's going on as far as your relationship. It's like how you guys foresee kids, but bro, you in the pocket, unless you want children, like in your heart, you really want children right now, then yeah, do what you want. But bro, if your mind is tunnel vision to the goals that you got,
Chase
bro,
the dream, brother.
don't bring no
Chase the dream. The kids
kids into
gonna
that.
come,
But they
bro.
You
will
don't
be
want to bring no
cursed.
kids into that.
But
And it's not necessarily
see, like,
negative.
but that's the thing though. Like, it's not just me. Like, when you got a partner and like they want
That's
kids too, you can't just be like, I give you kids whenever I feel like giving you
But that's a
kids.
different conversation for me, Edward. When you bring
Oh
your
yeah, that's
partner,
a whole.
that's a whole
That's
different conversation.
between.
Yeah, I'm gonna interject real quick, guys. I'm gonna interject real quick. And talking about the balance between having kids and following a dream, right? One, I do think that it is possible, right? But like Darnell said, there is something implanted in us to sacrifice for the preservation of our offspring, right? You know, if you read anything in evolutionary biology, read Richard Dawkins, you know, his thing is the only thing that we're made for is to continue our DNA, right? So there's a whole science around this, that's something natural within us. But there is also data. The highest paid people in America are married men with children. So
That's a motherfucking bar you not gonna get anywhere else but from an Emax Stacks production. Tell them again, Christian.
the highest paid group demographic of people in the United States are men married with children. Right now, there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. Right, sometimes, or a lot of times, right, men who are married with children, they're the ones who are working and their wives are at home. So, you know, they have to make basically double income, so they're working all the time, right? So that's what happens most of the time in that situation, right? But also too, I know a lot of people, you know, before you're married with kids, or you're settled down with kids, you think that, hey, I have to get X, Y, and Z done first before I do that, right? When in all actuality, your drive and motivation and your time
starts once you have them, because it's a different type of drive, huh?
It's gonna go on super, like it's gonna go times 1,000, because you have
for that.
You're forced to do it. Like, you know, hey, I was up at 6 this morning, out the house at 7:30, didn't get home till 7. Had to cook dinner. While I'm cooking dinner, I'm looking at stuff for the podcast, and then right when I'm finishing dinner, y'all making fun of me with my apron on, because I have my apron on over my work clothes, and I didn't want to get those dirty, and so.
Oh, bro, I just be giving you a hard time, bro. It's value what you're doing, bro.
I'm just letting you know, like all that, you know, I'm doing it so, hey, because, you know, hey, the family's got to eat. I got to do the podcast because this is something I still want to do, and I got to cut up a little time and do multiple things at the same time and
Well, you be making time for us, Christian. Right on, brother. Right on.
But you start to learn to do that where when you're single, or, you know, when or if you're you know, if you have a partner but you don't have a child, there's time that is available to get wasted, right? There's time available to get wasted on scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through Twitter or scrolling through Instagram. That's time available to be wasted on video games. There's time available to be wasted on just watching YouTube videos. There's time available to be wasted on whatever, right? Where when all your time is accounted for, you have to make every second work, right? That's why when I listen to that song by what's she go, Patty Ma or whatever.
Young and May.
Huh?
Patty Ma. Young and May.
Young and May.
Young Ma.
No, it's Young and May. Don't do it like
Young and May. I was like, yo, this is crazy. That's the first time I ever heard her. I was like, yo, this is crazy when she was like, my alarm is set to every second.
No resting.
No resting. Like, hey, that's the life of a married father, right? Every second is accounted for, right? So, you know, so you don't have time to waste, which makes you more productive. So, you know.
Real quick, guys. Sedacious, Darnell, and Isaac. I don't know if this is like a fair statement, but anybody watching this, to guys watching this, y'all just tell me if y'all agree or disagree with me. I don't want anyone to hear this who already don't have like a work ethic, or it's kind of like lackadaisical, and like think like, oh, well, maybe if I have kids, I'll be more motivated.
Nah, if you already.
I don't want nobody to
real
shit.
Like,
yeah, I'm not promoting that. Hey,
maybe I should have a kid.
Well, actually, no.
I ain't gonna lie, but sometimes that could be the switch for somebody to flip it and be like, you know what?
No, that's fair. That could be the switch, but I don't want nobody to take a gamble and be like, nah, that wasn't the right motivation.
What they gonna do? Blame us, man. I was listening to the No Names, Insert Your Name in your podcast. They told me to get you pregnant, babe.
Man, they told me they alarm clock set to every second.
I ain't tell you they had no money, nigga.
Someone is thinking that, and they're watching this, and they're thinking that. My response would be yes. Whenever you have more responsibility on your plate, you're going to arise to the table, because you
heard about it, bro.
Right? You have to. You know, there's only so many people that are gonna just fall off the wagon, right? When you have responsibility in front of you, right, and you say, hey, look, I'm gonna try to get this done, you're gonna arise to the occasion. More responsibility helps you grow. Okay, so you know, I'm not saying for someone, hey, I want to be a billionaire, so I'm gonna have 10 kids. No, that's not the formula, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. But if you're waiting on yourself to get it together before you have kids or before you get married, forget that. You're gonna get it together because you're gonna have to. You're gonna be forced to.
Basically.
a part of you not getting it together yet is because you haven't been forced to, and you don't have the self-drive enough yet to make yourself get it together. So there's going to have to be an external force to move you into that place, and that's where a partner and children can do that for you. So
okay, I got a question for you, Christian. What other responsibilities, if I don't want kids or a wife, what other responsibilities would you suggest for me to kind of help manage myself and grow?
Get more jobs.
Yeah, idle mind is a devil workshop, man. I'm a testament to this. The more time you got to fuck off, more times than not, that's probably what you're gonna do. So you got to keep yourself busy and productive, booked and busy, all that kind of shit. Cause especially Sedacious, I ain't not to cut you off, brother, but Sedacious, me and you, we coming from shit. You come from a place too, bro. You stay a block, no dreadlocks. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, growing up inner city in these, in these hoods or in these, I say, impoverished situations or environments. I'm not saying impoverished on a financial level, but it can be impoverished or void of, resources, or void of, people to look up to, void of, just things of that nature. Like, so you have to quite literally, we've been growing up our whole life motivating ourselves or finding external motivation, you know what I'm saying? So quite literally, I feel like your whole life, without even knowing it, it's like a microcosm of what is or what is to come. Almost like how college is a microcosm of the real world, right? You literally got everything accessible to you at your fingertips. You have, it's just basically a bubble space of what the real world, truly is. And in some cases, it's a strong teaspoon of, hey, this is the real world. Time management. Nobody gonna force you to do anything. Everything is riding on you. You wanna go somewhere?
Now, with that being said, I have to piggyback what Christian said, because at the end of the day, when it's you, it's you. You're willing to accept your responsibilities. When you with somebody else, or you with somebody that you care about, or you have people you care about in your life, it is going to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like, I guess you could say, a bad excuse to get up and do what you need to do, but it's just the facts. Like, as humans, we are naturally selfish. We are naturally either going to take the responsibility or not going to take the responsibility. It's all our choice at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, when you take on responsibility, like me personally, I chose to get with a woman that already had 2 kids already. And at the end of the day, I've never thought that I would be with a woman that had 2 kids. But at the end of the day, it's one of the things where when I met her, I said, you know what, this woman makes me happy. When I met these kids, make me happy. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I can't sit here and act like they don't make me happy. So therefore, I'm going to pursue it. With that pursuit came the fact of showing up to rising to the occasion. I can't be the same old single person that I was. Single me, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get by, I'm going to make it. Whenever I decide to do it, I'm going to do it. Now I got people that I care about that I don't want to lose and can't risk to lose at stake now. So I have to step up to the occasion. So I have to put in more hours. I have to do this and that. And the thing about it is, when it's right, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between, like, oh, if I have a kid, I'm getting motivated. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You can go have a kid with a random chick. You're not going to get motivated unless it's actually making you happy. You know what I'm saying? Just taking care of a kid don't mean something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it means at the end of the day, if you really care about taking care of that human being, that's what's going to motivate you. Having kids don't necessarily boost it up. It's that connection between you and those beings, whether it be your significant other or your child.
And Darnell, I think what you're getting at too is, I almost heard you say it, but you didn't say it, is, man, be careful who you have kids with, because that, quite frankly, I think that does, unfortunately, it does peep into the psyche of, well, damn, I ain't really vibe with the baby mom like that. Well, I don't even think I want to just, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have kids.
That is a fact.
Know what that mind frame is like. But I've seen situations to where it's like,
exactly how it is.
Rule number 12: don't get with the wrong woman.
Hey, yeah, man. But a lot of people, I mean, as you well know, Christian, they have. Hey, man.
Situations happen. Period. Life
Yeah,
happens.
sometimes you
Life.
just sit up.
Life. You know, at the end, that's life. You know, and like I said, it's one of the things where I feel about it. Like, it ain't even gotta be the right person. You gotta settle around down with the person. It is all about, like, at the end of the day, like, is your love for that. Prime example, Sedacious. The women that he's with, they have their trials and tribulations, but the fact that he loves his children so much gives him the extra motivation. You know what I'm saying? Gives him the extra, like, you know what? I'm not vibing with y'all, but I love these children so goddamn much. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna do it for them. Fuck the relationships.
Yo,
Podcast
said it to be. Did Darnell say that? Did Darnell say that?
Okay. Golly, I was gonna ask something.
We don't even have a segue.
Nah, I did, bro, and it was so beautiful too. It was like a perfect one. Like, I promise, it was so good.
Hey, man.
It was like literally spot on.
I don't know if that would tops. So how long y'all been married? I don't know if that would.
Oh no. Christian hit that. Okay, y'all, we're gonna have to school Darnell for the second time again on how this works. Like, God. That was it. That take the cake, Darnell. Thanks a lot. I ain't
gonna even lie to you, bro. I've been thinking in my mind. I'd be like, nah, that's for him to say.
Yeah, right. Like, well, cause I'm not in you men's personal. Like I know y'all personally outside of this, but today could have been a day where, I just be cognizant. That's all but anyway, always the more nevertheless.
I let y'all reveal as much as y'all want to reveal.
Man, preach, brother, because I damn near feel like I may ask you to edit some shit. Motherfucker get some piece and shit. But anyway.
But honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I've been waiting to be the one to talk about this. I love the fact that I'm the dad with 3 baby mamas, and I'm still getting it in. Like, I'm still going just as hard.
You for that, for the record.
I'm just going through that.
Hold on. Explain what you mean by getting it in for the people out there listening.
And for me, inquiring my no.
I'm still going as hard. I'm still waking up at 5 o'clock to get a jog in, checking in at 6:30 to go to work, getting off, being here for the podcast when I need to be. I'm still putting in every money in every project that I have. 25 here, 50 here. I'm doing what I got to do, taking care of my bills. I pay my child support out of my pocket now.
Yeah, people probably would have thought, man, I got 3 kids and I'm still trying to make some more.
I'm still fucking up.
So it's no excuse. It's no excuse for nobody. That's what I'm saying. We got Christian, Darnell, and myself to let everybody know out there that there's no excuse for not a soul. And
you see what I said now?
Yeah, you got him there, Darnell. You got him there.
That's all I was saying. Like, it don't take us having a whole family. It is all about the love.
Now we gonna talk about what you said, Darnell. Oh, don't you wait. We gonna talk about that off camera. So all that slick shit, are you trying to hurry up and get what you gotta do after? You just stay on a couple more minutes, bro.
You should go before minutes. Hey, look, Isaac, you should go before the board members today.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call you up in front of the board.
I ain't gonna lie. I felt the bus like a motherfucker. I was like,
because I was just like, well, man, we still on. We goddamn. Yeah, you might have to fuck.
Carly, should we edit this?
Did Darnell just say that? That shit was funny.
I've been able to, and I'm not just saying this, like, if I ain't like think highly of them, like as fathers, I wouldn't like big them up, honestly, to everybody out there. But I witnessed Sedacious, like, on a first-hand basis, like, take care of, like, all 3 of his kids, despite whatever obstacles may have been in his way. He has never, ever, 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 for any reason, used an excuse to not take care of his children. Darnell, the conversation is genuine, and when I think about what I'm about to say, makes me think about not only Darnell but also like my father, my pops, my father, my OG, as I call him. If you like got a I think for some men, bro, like their dream is their family, and just making sure their family is like well taken care of. Like for my OG, like I know like his peace, his happiness, and his joy from like since I was born is like always been like as long as like his wife good and like all of us good, like he at peace. Just get him his boat, his fishing pole, and he all right with the world. So I think I just want to, and I think of Darnell. Like Darnell, the world could be on fire, but as long as like his children are like in a safe haven, y'all can do what y'all want with the world. As long as Darnell and his woman and his kids are good, he at peace. And so I think sometimes like we always think of dreams as like these like big illustrious things or these big tangible things or materialistic things. But sometimes your dream is really just your kids or just your family. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. For every man is different. And Darnell, the way his bottom line, his happiness, his peace, his joy, his everything, like you say, as long as his kids are fed and they happy, he good. And then like Christian, this man is so unique, and like his fatherhood is that he's just very, very patient. Then he got a daughter. He got a pretty daughter. So I can
By the way, for our audience, if y'all don't know, Edward and Coach Johnson are how one would call family.
They brothers-in-law.
They're brothers-in-law, and so there's a lot of you know things that they might be on an extra wavelength, and the audience may just be inquisitive on why that is.
Right.
There is a connection there, and I just want to let them know.
You hit that hoe.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to let the audience know that, man, that you and Coach, y'all got blood, man, damn near.
Thank you, Isaac. Appreciate you, Isaac. Because he didn't know he hit that hoe. He hit that hoe like that, and I was like, oh. Isaac was like, to the audience, we need the audience to know.
I mean, they smart, bro. I mean, I know Coach Johnson.
Like 4 times. Okay.
Yeah, that man been saying what he been saying.
Brother, I'm just, for our new listeners that may be aboard, I'm just keeping them up to breath, keeping them up to snuff. Thank you. Well, at least somebody appreciate it.
But nah, man, Coach Johnson, he's a very
angel.
Huh?
She's an angel.
Yeah. Coach Johnson is a very patient father, and I like how patient he is with his daughter. I like how he manages just being the head of his household. So I respect all 3 of them as fathers, and so just continue to look forward to them, continuously sharing their experiences and giving y'all whatever wisdom y'all may be able to take from them, and how they just go about being God-fearing man and being fathers in this world.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, Christian, you could probably agree to this. No, I don't want to keep cutting our host off. We've been doing it a lot tonight.
But go ahead.
Christian can probably agree to this, and Darnell as well. I feel like a lot. One thing that a lot of the guys in our peer group, age group, don't know or they don't think about is it's very possible to get with a woman and find the right woman, and then y'all together go and get this illustrious, life and build and chase dreams together. It's very possible for that to happen. It's like, because a lot of people think that, you just got to be you and, stay true to you and never sell out, never get tied down. And then just, once you get the foundation, once you get the money, once you get everything, then now you'll go look for the perfect match and have kids and stuff like that. And sometimes.
Rule number 12.
Yeah. I'm noticing rule number 12 can offset and derail a whole bunch of shit. Is that right, Coach?
Hey, I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro.
Number 12 can. Actually, hey,
Yeah, it's a funny story about it, guys. I was down in.
I would say the woman I was with before my wife. This was like this was the worst relationship I ever been in. I literally.
Oh, so you mean to tell me? All right, I'm gonna let you finish, but
Did she look good?
I'm seeing us a lot
Did
in
she look
common,
good
bro.
on paper?
I'm seeing a lot of me and you. I'm talking about you, Coach. Me and you. Because I know when I do this, everybody's like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, she, you know, she.
Hey, Coach, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you turn your camera so I know your wife not sitting there while you say that this is the worst relationship? Because I was like,
The
oh,
husband
God.
of Jordan and the father of Harper.
No, I
Hey,
mean,
go
yeah.
ahead.
She on paper, yeah, she was good, but I mean, man, that was like the most
Hey,
stressful.
Coach, can you slow down for a second? On paper, what exactly do you mean by that? Go ahead.
Right.
Elaborate.
She looked good. She was a
Okay.
woman.
Okay.
She had a very good career. She owned her.
Edwin, shut the hell up. Edwin ain't shit.
Hey, she already owned her own house. She was good with money. Like, I mean,
Oh, word. How you fuck it up?
That's the one.
I'm playing.
That's the one.
Yo,
I'm playing.
everybody having a moment tonight.
That's how we
Damn.
That's the lick.
Damn.
Okay,
Everybody
then,
getting their
bro. I'm
moments.
playing because had it not happened,
Hey, look.
he's probably right here.
everything that glitters ain't gold. Okay?
Man, hey, bro. Nah, no, when I say I feel you, on a serious note, like I literally feel you because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna talk about past situations. I'm currently I'm dating right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and be mindful and pick and choose what I say, or what I do disclose about the past. But I too oblige with those sentiments of everything that glitters definitely isn't gold. So you go ahead and continue, Coach, with the story.
You know, but it was terrible. It was the worst relationship I've ever been in. Like, it was
Toxic.
I was stressed every day. I was like, when we broke up, I literally prayed to God. I was like, I'm gonna be single my whole life. It's just me and you.
Amen.
And then the next day, I went and had lunch with the woman that's now my wife. So, you know, God was
That's
like,
how it works.
I got something for you. So, you know.
That's how it
Damn,
works.
next
So
day,
okay,
huh?
so question.
Yep, that's how it works.
I just have a question. So after you
I
prayed
was
that
stupid,
prayer
bro.
that Jesus, it's just me and you, like who initiated that dinner?
Hey, bro, that's a powerful place to be. That ain't no bad place to be.
Well, the thing is, prior to me praying that prayer, I was already going down to Jacksonville. So I was living in Tifton, Georgia at the time, and I was
Who shot the first shot, Christian?
Who shot the first? Well, I'm saying before I prayed that prayer, we already had the lunch.
Oh, okay, all right, that's all we needed.
It was already planned, so I wasn't like, oh, it's just me and you, God, and then the next day I'm like, oh, let me go hang out with this woman. Like, it was already planned.
I'm thinking that's exactly what happened. I'm like,
were you still
God,
with the
moving
other
quick,
woman
huh?
when you set up this lunch?
No. We were separated.
Ah.
Separate. Separate.
Do I wanna? Honestly, bro, we
Hey,
can just
I do want to say this though. I do want to say this. If there are any guys that are watching this right now, and you don't have, you're one of those guys who hasn't stepped up to his responsibility as a father yet, or you don't have a good relationship with your kids, or you don't have a good relationship with your kids' mother, and you're not in their lives. It is never too late. Never too late, right? Sure, you missed whatever time you missed, right? But you can start from the time you hear this until there's no more. You're not breathing, or they're not breathing, and you can start now to try to mend that and make it better, right? I just want to say that for those who are thinking like, man, dang, you know, man, well, it's too late, you know, they this old, go after it and try to build that relationship.
What is there to what advice or wisdom? I don't even know if we have like the words. We don't have to force anything, but like, what about those dudes who may not have good relationships with their kids? And I don't want to say it's just because like they ain't shit dudes, but like it's just a generational curse of like them not having stable, well-off situations with their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there something to like say to those dudes, or like I don't know?
Yeah.
I just
The only thing I would say to them is be persistent in your want to have that relationship, right? Because you have to look at it this way. You have to try to regain their trust, right? Because from the time they were born until wherever time, right, it is right now, only the person who's listening to this, they're the only ones who know. But between that time, you lost whatever trust they had in you because you weren't there, right? And so you have to try to gain back that trust for as long as it takes, right? And if you have that mindset, okay, I'm gonna do whatever it takes for however long it takes to try to make this relationship happen, whatever it takes, then eventually that relationship will come back, and they'll learn to trust you, and then they'll build with you. I'm a firm believer in that. So it might not happen in a week, it might not happen in a day, it might not happen in a year, it might not happen in 2-3 years.
But the persistence.
But if you're like, hey, whatever it takes, however long it takes, for however much it takes, I'm going to do that. And then after a while, it'll come in there. So persistence is my best advice to those guys.
Yeah, to piggyback off of Christian, I went 6 years without seeing my oldest child, and like now I see her
Well, look at God working on this podcast
every other weekend. Yeah, I see her every other weekend. I had a problem with driving down to. Her mom wanted me to visit her for an hour or two, drive down to Port Arthur, visit her for an hour or two, and drive back to Houston and keep doing that. So me, I kept getting in the way. I kept getting in my own way, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I got these rights and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, bro, like you hadn't seen your child in 6 years. Like what entitlement are you really coming with? And so, I had to check myself and realize that me driving down for my daughter was not nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing that was going to be anything to stand in the way of me seeing her, me rebuilding that relationship, me rebuilding, saying our future together. So I did it. I finally said, fuck it. I make the drive still now. I'll make the drive whenever I need to.
Hey, how long did it take for y'all to, once you started making those drives, how long did it take for you like pretty much to get in her good graces?
So really it won't take long. It took us like, I think like the first month. So she's like, okay, well.
How old is she?
My daughter?
Yeah.
She's 8.
8, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so her mom didn't want us to be alone together at first. But
gotcha.
Now we're at to where you take her, be with her, and bring her back home. And so I'm working my way up to being able to bring her all the way to Houston for a weekend. And what I have to do is I have to keep doing what I'm doing until her mom is comfortable with relieving her. And, I can't make no fusses about it. I got to just take it on the chin like a real nigga, because it's nothing to deal with to see my child, to be there. It's easy.
Has her mother been to your place in Houston yet? Gotcha. Yeah, she probably
having it
first.
And for our audience that may just, so yeah, we haven't been talking about sports today. This has been the practical segment of the podcast, where we're just trying to impute life positivity, incorporate our faith, Definitely not pushing it down anybody, but just sharing our life experiences and how they cultivate and make us who the people that we are today, and how we go about expressing and, going about, tackling the day-to-day things that, we need to accomplish in order to, be who we want to eventually be. So y'all haven't been hearing about it. I don't know how much time we took up, but we probably won't even reach it today. I think today we let the spirit move, and just in the way the pastor would say, we let the spirit move, and we just, we vibing.
Just if you follow sports, you don't even have to follow sports closely, but definitely during the times of the pandemic, the growing mantra was, and had been building up to that point, more than an athlete. Those athletes, they value being more than just dribbling the ball, throwing the ball, so on and so forth, because they're people. They have lives outside of what they do, on the court, on the field. And so, this episode is just out
that applies here.
We more than podcasters, we got lives too. We deal with stuff. We ain't shit. We trying to figure it out just like y'all out there trying to figure it out. We coming together as brothers, talking about it amongst each other, bouncing off ideas, trying to gain wisdom, insight to help ourselves and at the same time help y'all out there listening. So, hey, more than podcasters, baby. We more than podcasters.
Man.
That's not a name. No,
more than
it's not gonna be a name.
Fuck you, man.
More than
podcast.
I knew it. Nope.
I set it up so pretty, Isaac.
Cut it out.
Hating, dog.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Sedacious is hating hard.
More than podcasters,
bro. Sedacious hating hard, bro.
It was
get that shit out of
now here. That I think about it, it is a little, but we ain't gotta shoot bro dream now. Oh, man. We ain't gotta just
damn, man.
We had 58. We had 58 minutes. But I would say, I guess to close it out. I know Sedacious. I seen you on your live, bro. You getting ready to start your Wednesday worship.
And yes, so sir.
My question to you is, and I hope I'm not about to pull a Darnell. I don't think I'm about to pull a Darnell. my question to you is, one, what sparked your Wednesday worship? Two, what gave you just the confidence to put it out there on social media? Because for some people, God may tell them to do one thing or another, but they may feel fearful to do it for whatever, or people may judge me. So, what gave you the confidence to want to put it out there? And three, as someone who
this is a three-parter? You got to run this back. I'm sorry.
I forgot the first part. All right.
Go three, and then
so three. So one, what sparked the Wednesday worship? Two, what gave you the confidence to put it out there in the world on social media? And three, how do you not allow the fact that you smoke weed and people's perception of smoking weed to be deemed like a drug, or you smoking that weed, boy, your life ain't right, and still stay connected and feel connected to God?
What sparked it was I was
no pun intended.
Yeah.
Smoke some, Jesus.
Okay.
Okay. So
go ahead, Slay.
Pass that over here, Messiah. I hit that Messiah one time.
You are the Most High. He gotta have a good on. He gave it to me. If people don't know, Isaac actually means holy laughter in Hebrew, so that's why I have this whimsical, charismatic, free flowing.
Bro, y'all niggas funny. You are the Most High. Okay, what sparked it was
Smoke Some Jesus podcast name.
So yeah, I rock with it. I rock with it. I ain't gonna lie. I'll get all the way out the street with you.
Answer the question, sir.
Okay, what sparked it was I also do music. I am a rapper. So I was like, do I want to rap? And I also, I
I see
mime
what you did
dance.
there.
So I was like, do I want to mime dance? Do I want to rap? What do I want to do? And so I was like, you know what, man, I don't want to do nothing. I just really want people to see, say how I worship. You know what I'm saying? Just pretty much what I do in my devotion time when I worship. Second part was what gave me the confidence. What gave me the confidence is that I'm unapologetically myself all the time and don't care who knows or who sees. So if I only get one person on this live, that's one person that God sent to me to see that, it doesn't matter. You can be unadulterated in your worship. You can be however you want to be in your worship. And
that's a word for me too, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like, not to cut you off, bro.
That's your new name.
So I won't. And I won't. Go ahead, continue, bro.
No, I want to hear. Go ahead.
I was just because I'm gonna still let you
has already been inserted.
He had
I'll finish so you can piggyback off me. Okay,
Word.
So so how do I do this and not care is what you say, right? Is because none of these people at work, they pay my bills. None of these people pay the child support. None of these people are with me. None of these people I pray to when I'm crying. No, none of these people bring me out of situations when I feel like there's no way and there's no hope. And then right at the last second, they don't ever show up and pull me out of the situation. It's always God. And so I don't care how people, feel about the way that I worship, the way that I praise, the way that I choose to glorify God. It doesn't matter to me because, first of all, y'all not doing shit for me. First of all, y'all not doing shit for me. So don't come and try to tell me how I should glorify the one who's the only one doing shit for me. Sorry, God. I just had to throw shit in there. Sorry.
I think you're okay with that.
You know,
but
you're
that's just how I feel. Like I've always been.
I don't want to sound like the ignorant Christian to say that too, but because I saw Coach's face down, but it don't make it right. But you are being authentic in it, and I think that's what the point was. Please be authentic with God, man. You don't have to go to Him with your high thou and thus and art thou, and you can just go to it, man. God, I'm fucked up right now.
James version.
You feel me? Like, because sometimes, bro, we are emotional creatures. We're emotional beings. Sometimes I come to God right in my mess, and I may be, and I make some expletives may be said. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my emotion.
He wants that. He wants that. He wants
you
that.
know what
God
I'm saying?
wants
And
you
I'm
to
not,
turn to
I'm
him
not,
in your
I'm not
lowest.
disrespecting him. I'm still, acknowledging his omnipotence, but at the same time, I'm at where I'm at, and
I don't think God like has a problem like just whatever
He
may
not
go right during your day. I don't think He mad at you and you be like, boy, you on your shit today, Lord.
You feel me?
I think
I
He takes
been
that as a
times
compliment.
like, man, boy,
Because my God, the way I see God, the way I got to fix stuff for my relationship is He look down back at me and be like, I am on my shit, huh? Yeah, I am today.
And that just depends on what kind of relationship that you personally have with Him. But go ahead and finish your point so I could kindly interject and like.
That was it, bro.
Oh, okay. Word.
We kind of summed it up right there.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna say basically, bro, like, the epiphany you came to with doing the Wednesday devotionals or like, the Wednesday worship ordeal. I was thinking more so the lines of maybe doing something in that arena, maybe not on social media, or maybe so, but like I do want to speak to inner city youth that may have gone through like some of the things that I went through personally, and I want to just shine my light, pun intended, shine while he's on. That's Twitter, Instagram, everything you can think of. But yeah, man, I do like, I want to just shed light and basically, basically just kind of state to the world like, hey man, it's cool to be from the hood. It's cool to maybe have indulged or involved yourself in, maybe a life that was headed towards quite possibly destruction. But
That's it.
Jump back and shake back and get on the right path. It's okay to have that story, and it's okay to still, you know, it's okay to have a relationship with God. It's still cool to praise God. It's still cool to, you know what I mean, be a man of God. Like that ain't. I think it's just something that you just don't see, but you don't see it from an authentic point of view. You see somebody who kind of made it out on the other side. I kind of want to give people an insight of somebody who, like me, not saying that I'm still transitioning, but I still fuck up. I still may go slide to the hood. I still may go post up. Not for real. Like I still go. Hey, I know killers. I know, bro. Yeah, I know that. I know all of these things, but yet at the same time, that don't mean God isn't still yet working. That don't mean God is still, not yet available to you wherever you are, whatever, sector you are in life, whether you the beginning stages of your walk, you in the middle stages, or you a seasoned vet. I ain't no seasoned vet yet, but I definitely would say I'm middle ways through. I'm transitioning to hopefully maybe be that, but I still fall short daily. But this basically, the stance of, man, it's cool to be openly a Christian and be a black man and still be cool or still be, you know what I'm saying? But one thing we have to also know is, with that walk, it ain't even meant for us to really be accepted. Not by everybody, because everybody ain't gonna love you. They not. And that's one thing you do gotta, come to realize. But yeah, to piggyback off Dacia's, like, yeah, bro, ain't nothing wrong with shining your light and letting people see it that, those are things that you're doing with God in y'all intimate time. I think it's really lit that you're doing it. People need to see it.
Hey,
but I'm not gonna be smoking though.
For both of y'all real quick, and kind of addressing this idea of Christian perfectionism, like that, oh, you got to be all this and high and mighty, all that. One of my favorite verses of the Bible is Psalm 103, verses 13 and 14. It says, and actually this just piggybacks with the whole episode because it's talking about fatherhood. As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he knows what we are made of, remembering that we are but dust.
We ain't shit.
Right.
Basically.
The King James Version says he knows our frame, right? He knows like how far we can stretch, how great we could be. We're going to be so good because, hey, we only come from what we call dirt, right? So literally, we are all just dirt, right? So this idea that you have to be, that you can't smoke, now that there's some, you can have some arguments within Christian circles about that or not, or you can't cuss. Again, there's some room for arguments or not. But the idea that you must be walk this perfect line in order to follow God it's not there.
Or walk this religious line.
Yeah, man.
I've never been there.
Get some people out, because
we have to fight for what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of those religious people.
I ain't gonna lie.
You never disappoint us, Christian. You
don't disappoint us because this makes for great content, bro.
Here's the thing. I know everyone always talks about, it's just about relationship, right? But in every relationship, no matter if it's you and your girl, you and your kids, you and your boys, right? There's always rules to the relationship.
A standard.
Right? There's a certain standard to the relationship, right? You can't just do willy-nilly what you wish to do in that relationship and hope to keep that relationship. True. Right? There always are. So now, are there some things in the
I don't say don't be perfect. I don't shun trying to be perfect as an excuse to be like, I'ma just fuck up whenever I feel like it. Say I ain't perfect. I'm
talking about the religious point. I'm just talking about the religious point because a lot of people tell me this all the time. Now, are there other things packed on top of what is actually in the rules of the relationship between God and humanity, or between the personal relationship between God and you, that are packed on by man-made rules? Yes, Jesus talks about that in the Bible, right? About how the Pharisees packed on all the rules that he didn't even come up with, right? So yeah, that happens, right? So you don't need to be involved in that. But there are certain things that I think are clearly in Scripture, that go through the standard and the rules of engagement between humanity and God, as a person and God, and those things need to be adhered to, because if you don't adhere to them, after a while, you're going to start making God something other than what He is.
Exactly.
Right. And you're going to start worshiping something that is not God. Right. And it's like, well, I mean, I don't know what you praying to or what you doing.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
So,
But I think the notion Sedacious was getting at is like, or no, Eve was getting at rather was from a standpoint of, I don't want to ever become more religious than spiritual. I don't want to ever, you know what I mean? And it's from the sense of, because I could religiously be a robber, right? I could religiously be a liar. Because the word religion, if we're going to just get down to the literal meaning of it, it literally means to repetitively do something over and over.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying.
So we don't want to like put the religion on a pedestal over the actual connection of believer to God through Christ, right? The actual relationship.
What you're saying, Christian, is in addition to what we're saying.
What I'm trying to say is, what makes that relationship stronger is those repeated actions. What makes the spirituality better, greater, is those repeated actions, right?
Right.
Set through that standard by God.
And
good habits. Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
All things do
biblical practices, good biblical habits.
And all things pray without ceasing. When you see and greet your brothers, greet them with psalms and songs and prayers. Gather together as
for my birthday.
All those different repeated things. Having communion, going through baptism, reading the word, all those repeated actions help out in the spirituality that you're talking about, right? It grows that relationship, right? So those
because you could, I see what you said, and bro, I'm gonna really just commend you on saying it, because when you repetitively do something over and over, our actions, right, they quite literally speak louder than words, because your actions, right, somebody could tell you that they love you all day, say, oh baby, I love you. But if you know what I'm saying, and I'm just using a slight example. I'll use this slight example. Let's just say guy meets a girl, they become boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever. A few months down the line, okay, well, I love you. Okay, well, baby, I love you too, this and that. But my actions don't, add up to those words, right? I don't come home at a decent time. I don't handle my responsibilities as a man. I don't affirm you. But I tell you every day that, baby, I love you, but my actions don't line up to it, right? So we could quite literally be telling God, man, God, I love you. But it's like, well, damn, bro, like, say you love me, but you ain't even trying.
It's lying to God and lying to yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So
I get what you're saying, bro.
Yeah. So now I think it's also very important to figure out what are those actual repeated actions that lead to a great relationship to God versus the man-made actions.
Religion that how you said the Pharisees was piling other stuff on.
That are just, performative things for everybody else so that you can be a
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So figure those things out, which are inside here for everybody to figure out.
Go get it for yourself.
Yeah, man. Fellas, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say I think this is our best podcast yet. Yeah.